Okay, so let's start our lecture. Today is our lecture 7 of mobile application development, and today we will discuss about wireframes and what are different steps to create a wireframe, and what are different tools that we can use to create wireframes for mobile application. Okay, so we are continuing our other to be able to plan for mobile application development. And then we have AC assessment criteria 2.4, create a wireframe for the application screens. And they are asking that wireframe should be a basic structure of how the application is to be configured. For example, how to move between screens, where each button will take you. Okay, so it means that we have to create wireframes for our school app, and we have to create different buttons, different text boxes for different screens. It can be a login screen, it can be a register screen, it can be a forgot password screen, it can be you can say that dashboard announcements, different types of activities, motivation level. So all types of screens we need to create. We need to create first their wireframes, then we have to create their prototype, then we have to create its backend of the application. So let's have, we will see what is a mobile application wireframe. Wireframes are the backbone of any project, and mobile app design is not an exception. Wireframes serve as a middle ground between low-fidelity sketches and first interactive prototypes. Like, it means that wireframes are backbone of any project. When we create a wireframe for an application or a website, it creates, you can say, it is very easy to implement. Like if we have a wireframe, we have clear screen, we have clear idea of different screens, we have clear idea about different buttons of screens, different options of screen. So once we create a wireframe, then it is very easy for us to create a prototype from that wireframe screens, and then we can implement and add functionality in our application using that prototype. So a mobile app wireframe is a sketch or digital visualization of a mobile app design that outlines how an application will function in terms of user flows, clicks, journeys, and CTA placement. So there are two types of wireframing. Like we can create simple sketches on pages, and we can use different tools digital for digital visualization. So these mobile app design outlines how the application functions will work, and it shows that how the user flows will be, like how the user move from different screens to next screens, how the user will interact with the different screens. So what are different click journeys? If the user click this button, what will be the next option? So all these we can design through wireframes. Okay. Next, we have steps for wireframing a mobile app. Okay, so first step is start by mapping out a target user flow. In this step, we have to see that what are the user flow, how user will interact. For example, user will click the application once the user install the application, it will click on the user that application, and first screen will appear. So if we take example of again WhatsApp, so whenever you click on the WhatsApp, okay, so you have a screen, so in which you have different tabs, you can say chat, status, or calls. So whatever you want to do, if you want to chat to someone, if you want to put a status, you can navigate through these buttons and you can do your work. Next, we have sketch out this core part of the user flow. So here you have to sketch what are the core part of the user flow, what are the main part of the user flow. Next, we have start wireframing by setting a mobile frame. So when we will design our wireframe, we have to set a mobile frame that in which we will put all the elements of it can be buttons, it can be text boxes, it can be images. Next, determine layout using boxes. So we have to design what are the layout of our screens. Use design patterns. Design patterns means that there are different options, there are different icons which are used for different functionality. For example, plus button can be used to add something, pencil button can be used to edit something. So we have to use different design patterns which are commonly used in applications. Bring in actual copy means you have to put actual text in your wireframe, like what will be the actual text when you design the application. Ensure your content scales well. It means that you have to ensure that whatever the screen it is, your content of the application will remain user friendly and the user will experience seamless. User will have seamless experience whatever the device he or she are using, whether it is a mid-size screen, whether it is large-size screens. So your content should be in such a way that a user have seamless experience in all types of screens. Connect the pages together to create a flow. So next you have to connect the pages together to create a flow. So for example, it means that you have to uh, connect. For example, if you are going to log in, so after login, which page you want to see. So you have to connect that page to the login button. So when you click the login, then you can see that next page. Next, you have test your design decision. Test your design decision means that you have to test like whether this design is good or you need to make some changes or there are some changes required or you can make it more better. So after testing your design decision, you can see if any changes required so you can update your design. We will discuss these steps in detail. Wait a second. Okay. So before creating wireframes, the first screen you see on the launch of a launch of map out a target user flow. So before starting wireframing, you need to have a clear idea of how many screens you will need to design and how users will interact with them. It's much easier to go get this understanding when you have a tangible user flow. Tangible user flow means that you can have an idea that how user will proceed, what are the steps user will take while performing a specific action. So, and here they are saying that when you are going to start wireframing, you need to have a clear idea of how many screens you have to design. So, for example, if we take our example, we have to design 6 to 7 or maximum 10 screens for our application for different tasks, for different functionality. A user flow is a series of steps a user takes to achieve a specific goal. The user is a cornerstone element of user flow. To achieve a particular goal, a user might try a few different paths. That's why user flows may not be linear. So here it is saying that user flow is a series of steps which a user can take to perform or to achieve a specific goal. So for example, if we are going to, next they are saying that user can use different types of steps to achieve a common goal. So for example, if we take example of WhatsApp again, okay. So when you open the WhatsApp application, you want to call someone, okay. So now you have two options to call someone. First is you can go through different chats. Okay, so for example, you want to call Ali, for example, he's your friend. So you will scroll down and open his chat, and then you will click on the call button, and you will call him. And if you already called him, then you will simply go to calls tab, and if you already called him, then you have recent calls, all the recent calls history. So you can simply click on that Ali person icon, and then you can call him. So these are two different methods to call someone. So here we can understand that user flow is not linear. It can be of different types. User flow will help you understand what wireframes you will need to create and how they should be connected. So it helps us to understand that what are the different wireframes we need to create and how they should be connected. It's possible to visualize the flow using basic objects such as boxes and arrows. User flows can be created either on paper or in a digital tool. Below is a sample of a user flow for food delivery app. Okay, so here if we can see this example of food delivery app. So how user flow will occur. So first of all, we have sign in. After signing, you have home screen. Then you have restaurant, and on home screen you have two options. You can go to the restaurant, or you can go to the food place, and then you have food, and then you can click on card, then payment and delivery, and then order confirmation. So here are the simple steps to order food from a food delivery app. So we have a proper user flow, and we can design different steps and different actions in our wireframe. Okay. Next, we have sketch out the core part of the user flow. So the next step after defining the user flow is visualizing it. Sketches allow us to create quick concepts that we can share with other people and get back. And on the basis of that feedback, we can iterate our design. So if someone give us negative feedback, then we will update our sketches, and we will make changes. And if the feedback is positive, then we will proceed further. When sketching, always we have to try that we should think from the user's perspective. Think about the goal a user want to accomplish. The goal of a person who uses a food delivery app is to get tasty food as soon as possible. So for every screen you design, you will design ask ask to yourself that what is the purpose of this page, why we are designing this page, how this page help a user or a business to achieve its goals. And here is this home screen sketch, and you can see that every important section on this page is represented as a single rectangle. For example, address for a delivery, search bar, then we have food category, main content, for example, restaurants, menu. So these are the core part of the user flow, and you can, for example, user want to check what are the restaurants available. So we can click on this. Then definitely we have next screen. If he want to see different food categories, he may click on food categories. So these are you can say that some of the core part of a food delivery app, so the user can interact with it. Okay, the sketches we will create from a foundation for our wireframe. When it comes to wireframing, strive to create mid-fidelity wireframes. Mid-fidelity wireframes are very useful during discussions with other designers and developers. So here they are saying that whenever we are going to create wireframes, we should create mid-fidelity wireframes. There are, I think, three types of wireframing: low fidelity, mid-fidelity, and high fidelity wireframes. So we should create mid-fidelity wireframes. So it will be easy and helpful when we are discussing our design with our tutors, with our seniors, or with our colleagues. So in this case, you can say that you can discuss with me that why you have set this option, why did you set this option, and all these things. Next, we have set a mobile frame. Why it's possible to use a simple rectangle as a frame for your mobile design. It's much better to select the frame that has the dimensions of an actual device you design for. So first, the frame will act as a natural constraint. It will prevent you from putting too many elements on the screen. And second is a frame will create an illusion of an actual design. So here they are saying that instead of choosing a simple rectangular box for creating a wireframe, you can simply choose different mobile frames which are actually looking like a actual mobile. So it will help you that how you will manage your content, how you will place different options, different text boxes, different images on your mobile screen, and it will show you that how it's look like when it's actually implemented. Usually you have a range of devices you need to design for. It's recommended to start with a device with a middle screen size. So here they're saying that we have different types of devices on which we have to run our application. So it is recommended that we should start from the device with a middle size screens. So it will be very helpful. Okay, next we have the design and layout with boxes. In the early stages of wireframing, our goal is to create a clear visual hierarchy, set layout and structure. At this stage, we don't focus on the content itself. Instead, we need to think about how it is presented. We have to plan the layout according to how we want our user to process the information and start by drawing boxes on the canvas. So here we can see that wireframing is a visual hierarchy, like how we represent our content, our elements in our application. So we have to think about user perspective, about user experience, like when the user will interact with the application, how he or she will use the application. Then we have put a strong focus on the order of information you want to present to your users. Mostly people scan web pages and phone screens from top to bottom, from left to right. Okay, so we have to focus on the order of information we want to present our users. So it means that if this button will be clicked by the user, then what will be the next screen, next option for the user to move on. So we have to think that what are the different options, how we want to represent the information to our users. For example, if here is an example of a wireframe of our app's home screen. Notice that how we have defined the hierarchy of elements using the size of objects. So here you can see that you can see address for delivery. Then we have search. Okay, this is this screen. You can see these are the core parts. Now, if you can see that they are created in detail here. Okay, so address of our delivery, then you have search, then food categories, then recommended and popular, then different restaurant addresses, and then here you can see menu option. Okay, So use design patterns. Familiarity is one of the most important properties of good user experience design. When people see familiar user elements, user interface elements in a new product, they can rely on their previous experience when interacting with this product. So for both Android and iOS have native design patterns that simplify the task of creating a familiar experience for designers. Design patterns act as a reusable content blocks. It is possible to use them to solve common problems such as global navigation. Okay, so it means that we have to use whenever we are going to design our user design, mobile application design, we have to use those elements, those options, those icons which are familiar to users. So for example, if we can see that in this, you can see here is the image. Here you have alert box, then app bar, then circle button, date picker, slider, list of different options, then progress search box. So these are the common layouts which are used by different applications. So for example, if we are using our application and we are designing, you can say calendar, instead of adding this date picker element, we are adding search bar. So it will create problem for users. So we have to think that we should use familiar elements which are familiar to the users, and we should use those elements in our application so that user can easily interact with our application and they can easily move through our application. Then we have bottom tab bar, side drawer, and floating action button are the most frequently used patterns for top-level mobile navigation. If we want to design clear and simple navigation path, we should use one of these patterns in our app. So here you can see this home icon is mostly used in all types of application. So if it's a food delivery app, then it is this is for used for food. Then if orders, it is used for this icon is used. Then in settings, you can see that in different mobile applications, different mobiles, you can see this same setting icon is used. So if we use this icon for setting and this icon for order, then it will create confusion for the user. So we should choose the options which are familiar with user and commonly used for specific actions. Okay, now, okay. So bring in actual copy. After we are satisfied with our visual hierarchy, we should start replacing placeholders and dummy text with real content. It means that before designing the wireframe, we have added the dummy text, which is showing that here we have text, here we have search option, here we have button. So bring in actual copy means that we should place actual text, actual options in our design so that we should know how it will look like. Okay, there is an important reason why we should avoid dummy text at this stage. Like you can see that this Lorraine in some doesn't communicate how the page for user in reaching their goals. This text, you can see that it is used more in mostly different text. Whenever you use different tools, when you add the text box, this text will appear there. So you can delete it and you can add your actual text. And it's saying that this text is not communicating how the page for the user in their goals. Also, a lot of visual elements we create are based on the content we have in our products. So as we start adding actual content, we will realize that some of the user elements or even user interface sections are not necessary for our product. So it's better to add actual, you can say, elements, actual text in our wireframes. Okay, sometimes we fill our wireframe with real detail. We may notice that the layout we have is not working well. So in this case, it's important to iterate and find a better way of presenting the information we are trying to communicate. So most of the time they're saying that if we are adding our actual text, actual options in our wireframe, so it create a confusion. It is not looking good. So we can iterate and we can change its layout, or we can add or remove different options. After, we will fill the page with actual copy, test whether the page flows for the user. Some content on our page could be out of order. This is the perfect moment to recognize the content on the page and improve the composition. So here they are saying that we have to test that after filling the actual content, we have test our page flow from user perspective. So we can we may find some of the pages are out of order, or some of the information is not relevant. So we can iterate and improve our composition. So for example, wireframe for our home screen that has real data, different font sizes are used to prioritize some user interface blocks such as food categories. So here you can see that in previous design, we have different food categories, food category. So here we cannot actually understand that what is meant by food category. Either it is like food, if we added one food category, then why we are adding more food category with same name? So when we see this option here, actually then we can see that their food category means if we click pizza, so it have different types of pizza. If we click on burger, it will have different types of burger, egg burger or cheeseburger, any type of burger. So there will be different categories of each specific category. So this is the benefit of putting actual copy in our wireframe. So next we have ensure your content scales well. If your design looks great on a medium-sized phone screen like iPhone XS, it doesn't mean that the iPhone 5 and iPhone XS Max user will have the same great experience. While it's absolutely fine to start with a middle-sized screen when wireframing, it's also essential to check how content looks on different screen sizes, both smaller and larger screens, and adjust it for required. So here you can see that in this big screen, we have these three categories, and then the fourth category we can see it's looking more than half. And then we have, if we see these options, we have three options we can see on our screen. But if we see that if we see on the this screen, we have these three options full, and one part, you can say one by third part is showing here, and we can see two parts of these images here. So we can adjust accordingly our content. So for example, if we cannot see three options here, we can scroll up or scroll down, and we can see the rest of the options. Or we can scroll right or scroll left for categories, and we can see the options for categories. Okay. Next, we have connect the pages together to create a flow. While it's possible to ship your design as a collection of individual screens, it's better to create a flow out of them. So user experience flows make it easy for the team to understand the details of interaction scenarios. They communicate how people are supposed to interact with the product. So here we have to ship our design as a collection of individual screens, and it is better to create a flow out of them. Like if we click on this one option, then what will be the next screen? And if we click another option, then what will be the next screen? So for example, if we will click on the first category with the, so here you can see that there is a location, and they are saying that at 3D at these three places you can see in the map. These here in these three locations, pizza is available. So it is very important to connect the user flow, user screens, and interactions, so that it can communicate and help help the people how they are interacting to the application. So user experience flows will also make you think about the app's functionality as a whole. For example, after visualizing the user experience flow, you might notice that you need to introduce an extra state between the home screen and a page with search result, because the backend of your system will take a few seconds to return the results. So user experience flow make us to think that about the application functionality as a whole. So after visualizing the user experience flow, we may notice that we have to introduce extra state, we have to introduce extra layer, we have to introduce extra screen, so that the user can flow in a smooth way. Okay, next and last we have test your design decision. Testing is the final and one of the most important steps in wireframing. Testing implies user interactions. That's why this term is often used in the context of prototypes. But it's possible to conduct simple testing for a flow created from wireframes. So we have to test the final, and it is a very important step in wireframing, and testing implies that user interactions, that's like how the user will interact, and that is why the term is often used to in the context of prototypes. Prototypes means in which we don't have backend, but still we can move through different screens. And when we create prototype, we use different interactions and different animations on different screens, so that we can move through different screens. And later we can develop a functionality for each button and each, you can say, option. Okay, next we have different tools used for wireframing. These are the tools which you can use for wireframing: Sketch, mockups, Figma, user experience paint, Mockflow, Just in Mind, Lucidchart, FigJam, and Mock Plus, Balsamic. So these are the different tools which can be used for wireframing. Okay, I will suggest you about Figma and the last option. And here is the tutorial. You can watch this tutorial in which they have used a tool, and they have showed that how you can create a wireframe. So I am giving you a task, which is you have to sketch the login screen, and then you have to create its wireframe. Okay. Okay. Do you have any queries?
No.
Okay. Okay. So today we will see about AC 2.5, which is build a prototype for the mobile application. In last lecture, we have discussed about wireframing of the mobile application. In wireframing, we just add different text boxes, different buttons, and all these things, like what we need to do, what we need to add in our application. So in prototype, we will see that what we can add and what are the benefits of prototyping and how we can do this. So in this, you can say AC, they are saying that your prototype should allow navigation of the application based on the user interface, but would not have any link to databases. It means that when we will design our prototype, we will add different buttons, we will add different screens. So we will link them together. We can add interaction, we can add animations. So for example, if we click sign up button or sign in button, so what will be the next screen? So today we will just design live designing of a sign-in screen, like login screen. So you can use different color schemes. Like if I am using blue one, you can use any of the other one. So like this, you can create different prototypes. Like you can use different color scheme so that it's look different from my scheme, from my prototype. Okay, so now they are saying that it should be based on user interface but would not have any link to databases. Databases means that whenever you can say every application is connected to database. So for example, in our scenario, we have seen that they said the school should be able to see the motivation level of the uh, school our different grades. So here we can say that when the students add their motivation level, okay, so it will save into some databases. And when this school view the dashboard, see the motivation level, then from database, the application will collect the data and show to the admin or school staff. So this will be in next chapters. But for prototype, we just need to do animation and interaction through software, and we can create our prototype. So our prototype will show us that how we can interact with the application, how different buttons will work, what will be the screens, how different actions will be performed. Okay. So a prototype is the physical manifestation of an idea, an important step in product management. That is, it takes the conceptual product and brings it into the real world. There are various ways that a prototype can be created, from a quick sketch to something three-dimensional, depending on the time and effort you want to spend. Okay, so before we have talked about the user interface design, then we have talked about the wireframing. So you can say that these paper sketches are if you are creating sketches on your some software tool. So this will be some in prototyping. And when we talk about the three dimension, then it is a proper functional prototype. Okay. A product prototype can even go through many stages, starting with a rough to a more functional, almost complete version of the product. It's through these exercises that design and engineering departments communicate and develop the idea into a working product. Okay, so when we design a prototype, you can see that it goes through many stages. For example, first we have decided what user experience, what will be the user design, in which we have asked that how we will navigate, how the icon, what will be the icons which we use, what will be the colors which we use in our application. Then we move to the wireframing, in which we have designed that how different buttons, in which it shows that how different buttons will work and how we will navigate through different screens. Then we have prototype. Prototype is now that stage in which we can fully functional draw the application prototype, and it will be working prototype. Okay. Next, what are the characteristics of a prototype? It is interactivity. It has interactivity, and a prototype has open functionality. This allows users to clarify which features they find are functional, partially functional, or view only. So functional means that some buttons which will do functionality, partially functional, sometimes they are working, or sometimes they just view only. And then we have representation. Prototypes can run on different formats. For instance, if the prototype design intended for Android, iOS, desktop, JavaScript, or HTML. So we can design a prototype for different platforms and in different languages. So here we are going to design for Android mobiles and Android devices. Then precision, it should be clear to all parties how much detail has gone into the prototype design. This may allow reflection in the fidelity of the prototype. Is the low fidelity with minimum detail, high fidelity with more advanced features, or a feasibility prototype for live data. So as we have seen in our, you can say our outline, our assessment criteria, they are saying that you have to make a prototype. This will be a fully working prototype, and but it is not connected with the backend database. So if it is a fully functional prototype, then it comes into advanced features prototype or a feasibility prototype. Okay, evolution prototype design can help with faster building, testing, and replacement with better versions. This is sometimes known as rapid prototyping. Okay, so now they are saying that prototype, when we design a prototype, it helps us in actual building of the application. So for example, if we have designed all the functionality in our prototype, then we actually build it through coding, then we can easily see the screens from our prototype, and we just add the design in our system. You can say Android Studio, and we will add different buttons, different actions in those buttons, and we will complete our prototype, and then we will test the prototype. Test means that we will click different buttons, and we will see that if we are pressing the sign in button, either we are going to the sign in screen or not. If we are pressing forget password, we are going our password, we are going to the forget password screen or not. It is either it is giving us options to enter, or you can say create new password or not. So all these functionalities we will do. Okay, so now why we need to do a prototype? One of the key aspects of prototyping is that it generates empathy for prospective consumers. In this respect, designing software or designing products for human use are not much different. Any product designed without understanding the customer's need can result in unnecessary features, poor design, and a host of problems. So here they are saying that prototype we need because we need to design the application according to the user requirements. So here we already know that the school has given us different requirements, and we need to fulfill those requirements. So for each requirement, we have to design screens, we have to make prototype, and then we have to use tool, and then we will actually make our application. Next, we have benefits of prototyping. First one is evaluate technical feasibility. Creating a prototype makes it possible to conceptualize an idea and assess which features pose difficulty in implementation. Prototyping can thus identify unanticipated physical, technical, or financial constraints. So it is when we are creating our prototype, it evaluate the technical feasibility. What are the technical feasibility? What are how much efforts we need? How much you can say that financial constraints we need. Financial means how much cost or time we need to design our actual product. Next, enhance website for the A well-designed prototype will enable you to conduct testing for app usability. It inspects app navigation. App navigation means how we will navigate to the application, conveniently access information on the application. So we can access information on our application, determine correct placement of visual assets with visitors should see first. What visitors should see first. So in prototype, we design different elements, different buttons, different placeholders, and we can you can say decide that what are the different functions, what are the different screens, what are the different options which user when interact with the application can see. Okay, next we have effectively present data to customers. Prototyping makes it possible to present our future product to potential customers before the actual launch of the product. It could allow us to devise our marketing strategies better and start pre-sales. So here you can say that here they are saying that through prototype we can show our customers that this is the product, like this is the prototype of your product, and when we will develop actually this product, it will look like this, it will do functionality like this. So if customer want to change anything, if we want to add more functionality, or if we want to change color scheme or navigation type or icon, so they can tell us, and we can again we will implement those feedback, those functionalities which customer require in our application. Then reduce risks. Projects with a complete prototyping process are at low risk than projects without prototyping. This is because prototyping directly affects project resources, time, and budget. Through prototyping, it is possible to estimate the resources needed and time for development. So here it reduced risk in a sense that when we design a prototype, then we have clear idea that how much screens we have to design, how much time it will take. As you can see that we have to learn different XML language and different language, and we have to see about Android Studio, its packages, and then we will be able to design our application in Android Studio. So it will take time, it will take resources, and we need resources in a sense. You can say that here we have need more time to develop the application. Okay, then we have ad rate at lower cost. Information gathered from potential customers through prototyping makes it possible to improve the product until an optimal product is formulated. A good idea can be to create several prototypes before the launch of mass production so that the additional costs of unsold products and reprogramming can be curtailed. So here they are saying that if we gather information from different customers, okay, so it makes possible to improve the product until an optimal product is formulated. Optimal product is formulated means that before production of the application, before actually launching the application, we can add different functionality, we can remove different functionality, we can change design, so we can do amendments in our application. Okay, next we have simulate the future product. The most important advantage of prototyping is that it creates a model of the final product. Okay, so we will here provide focused feedback. Exposing the prototype helps to get focused customer feedback on the desired qualities in the product. This feedback is critical to understand the needs and expectations of users, business requirements, and gain a clear idea of what the product is headed for. So you can see that feedback of user is very important. And while making prototype, if we get the user feedback, So in designing phase, we can create, we can remove the you can say that we can upgrade our application. We can, if anything need to be replaced, we can replace in prototyping. And once we finalize the prototype, then we can go to the development stage. So this is how feedback work for the application. So next we have planning. Through prototyping, the design team gets essential information that helps them to plan out the implementation. A prototype helps build user stories and emphasize on user needs. This brings substantial benefits to the Scrum teams. Okay, so through prototyping, the designers who are designing the application prototype, they have essential information and it will help them to plan out the implementation. Plan out the implementation means that how they will design different screens when they are going to implement the actual application. Then we have quick and easy. Our designer can quickly develop a ready-to-implement prototype even from a simple idea on paper if they understand the logic and functionality of the product. So if you or me are simply able to understand what are the logics used in the application, what will be the functionality of the application, so we are it is very easy for us to implement the prototype in actual design. So next is Figma. This is the software. I am going to give you a short demo for it in class now. And if you are not able to use Figma, then you have Adobe XD and Sketch. You can say these tools are also available. And also in previous lecture, we have mentioned some of the tools for wireframing. Those tools you can also use for prototyping as well. So it means that if you are using one tool for wireframing, you can use that tool also for prototyping, and it will also, you can say, very helpful for you that in same design you can edit the functionality, you can edit the colors, edit the buttons, and you can make the prototype. Okay, I was making the slides and I have gone through different website, and now I have seen one website, and here they have designed like login form for mobile and then desktop. So these are the different options for they have used the Figma, you can say Figma software tool. And after that, I did not work on the desktop application. Like for desktop screen, I didn't work. I just work for you can say mobile application login screen, and here I have designed one screen for it. Okay, I have just designed it by seeing different options from this design and by reading this all. So I will show you that how we can design all these options. Like this is, here you can see this is the actual, you can say, when you implement these features, this screen in your Android Studio. So here you can design, you can say that you have what will be your background of your application, what color will be of the background of the application, how you will show your different options. So for simple sign-in screen, I have seen this website, and from this I have taken I have took idea from this website, and I have drawn the username and here. So let's make a new. Do you have any idea of using this software?
I think no.
And did you use Figma software before or not?
I have not used before.
Hmm?
No, I have not used before.
Okay. Okay, so it's okay, no problem. You can search here, like whenever you are going to use, you can search here Figma. Okay, just write Figma here, and then you will be having a. Okay, it's not giving me option. Why I don't know. Figma log. Yes. Okay, so here is the Figma login. You can go through this. Okay, you can continue with Google, or you can write email. I have just log in with this email. Okay, and if they are saying that if you are not having a you can say account, then you can use create one from this option. You can create your account. You can insert your email and password, and password you can keep for this website. Don't use uh, this is also for tip as a tip for you, like whenever you are using different websites and they are asking to enter email and password, do not use that password which you are using to log in your email account. Okay, so here you can add your email account, and then you can choose different password what you want to do, like want to add for creating login, and you can remember that password, and whenever you are going to log into Figma software, Figma website, you can enter your username and password, and yeah, you can log in. So I already log in here, and okay, so when you see the screen, okay, there is empty interface, and you don't have this frame, and you don't have this type of screen. You have just this screen, gray screen, and here you have different options. Okay, this is move tool, and here you have different frames, sections, slices. Here you have rectangles, lines, different options. Okay, here is pen tool and pencil, text. These are different buttons. Okay, so for each of the button, you have different things. So here you are options. You have file, and when you are going to design a new file, new design, you can add new design file. Okay, or if you want to edit someone, so edit any file, then you can go through this, and if you have saved your already design files and you want to change anything in it, then you can go to the edit option, and then you can select the desired file or desired image or desired screen in which you are going to make changes, and you can select and you can make changes. Then we have view option, in which you have different options how you will how you want to view your screen. So or things. Then objects. Okay, so what are the objects you will use? Then text. Then how to arrange vectors, plugins, widgets, preferences. Okay, preferences, libraries, all these things. So when you are going to design a full functionality, full application functionality in this, you can use these options. Okay, so already I have made this uh, screen, but I am going to add new file. Okay, new design file, because I have to show you different options. Mhm. Wait a second. File, new design. Okay, it's taking some time. Okay, now here you can see that there is nothing here, and we don't have anything here like this screen. So For this, we will go through here and we will add a rectangle. Okay. So wait a second. First of all, we have to add a frame. Okay, for framing, they are saying that what type of frame you want to. Like here you can see you want to make screens for iPhone, iPhone Pro, 14 Plus, iPhone 14, iPhone 14 Pro, then Plus, and all these, and then Android small, Android large, then tablet, desktop, or presentation, watch, paper, social media, Figma, community, all these are the options. So here we are going to design for Android devices. So let me select this Android small I have selected. Okay, so here is the frame. We have added a frame. So this is the frame and we have added here. Okay, now I have to select this frame color. Okay, now you can see that its color is white and here is the option. Okay, this is color code and we can select this, and this is color picker, and you can select any of the color. You can either select and you can make its transition like whatever, how much. Okay, any of the color you want to select, you can select. So for example, if we select this color, okay, so for example, if I am selecting this color, I have selected. Now we have this background of our, you can say, application. Now next is we have to insert this frame, sorry, this screen, and we have to design all these page features. So for example, this is the space. This is for logos space. Like we can add a here a logo. Logo is the, you can say that logo shows your application brand, like how you will show your application. So I was searching for different logos website, and I have seen 2 3, but when I am going to export the image in this website, they are saying to like enter the email and whatever. I did not enter the email, but I will see if I can find some free logos. Then you can design your logo and then you can export and you can add that logo. So for example, here you can see if we can, you can say export this image and then we can add it to our application here. So this will be our logo. So I will see that how we can resolve this problem of logo, and we can make a logo for our mobile application. Okay, so next we have to insert a rectangle. Okay, and from that option we have selected. Okay, so here again you have color. Now you can see that which color you want to select on it, because you can say that we already have chosen the dark color in background, and now we have to choose some light color, and this background is not looking good, so we will change this color. I think so blue one is more better. Okay, okay, so for now for this screen you can choose black color, like which we have okay. Okay, you can drag through these arrows. Okay, And now you can see that the corner of this frame are like you can say in rectangular form. So we can select this. Okay, this is the window. If you want to lock it, like sometime when you have the more icons, more data here, so these when you select one option, then other options, other windows are also selected. So you can go to this and you can lock specific windows. For example, if you lock this, then now if you select this one, only you can edit this one. This will not move to anyone, any any side, and you cannot change. It will not. You cannot change its color. You cannot change its representation. So you can lock it. And if you want to do changes here, you can select and you can open the lock. Okay, so for now, if I am going to make its shape round, so here is the option. Okay, so you can make its corner round. So for example, I am writing here 15%. So now here you can see the corners are rounded. So next, this is the rectangle, and for it we also want to make corners round. We can add it here. Now here you can see its corners are also rounded. So here we have to make, for example, we are going to make a login screen. So we will add login buttons. Sorry, placeholders, like you can see text boxes. For example, this is one. Okay, then we can add the second one. Okay, these are of same sizes, and we can okay, now I am selecting first this one and the background one selected. So I will click on the first rectangle. I will lock it, so it will not move if I am moving this one. So let me move it here, for example, and I am moving it here. Okay. Okay, so we can here what color we can give. Let me see. We can give it white color. Okay, white color you can select it here. Okay, so if you want any other color, you can do so. Like whatever the color you like, which looks good, so you can add it. So for example, I am adding this one. Then for this, we are also adding. And here we already selected, so we can select this color as well. Here we have to add username or password. Okay, so you can also add this side, in the side username and password, and you can empty these text boxes, and also you can enter in this. Like for example, if we add text, this is the button. Let me add username. Okay, so here I am adding password. Okay, so here we need to make them a little bigger. Okay, so for this you have to select the text, and here it is the size. Like they are saying that what type of what font you want to use for this text. So I am using uh, extra light italic, thin italic, this one. Okay, and for size I can go to this option, and let me make it. Okay, so okay, here is the option. Now we have to make it Okay, this is the option which is auto bit. Like if your username is getting more bigger, then it will automatically make it like it will not go to the next line or under. Okay, so we will drag it here. For username we have selected, then it's now for password. We will go to this option. We have selected thin italic, then we have selected the font size, I think 14, no, 14 or 15, 16. Okay, so now we can select it. Okay, and we can move it here. So here you can see username and password. Now we have to add sign in text. We can write it here, sign in. Here you can see this is looking like very dark. We can go to here and we can change it. And for size, we can also change. Oh, this is much bigger. This one's okay. So now you can see if you have selected it and you can move it here on its position. Okay. This one. Okay. Now we have to add button. So for button, we are adding this rectangular again. We will write it, draw. This is for example our sign in button. Okay, so for buttons, we also need the ground shape. We will go to this option. We will add 50. Now you can see it's like a button. And this its color you can also change. For example, I am adding this blue color as again here. Which one is this one? I think good. Okay, so we have added button. So for its text, we will add sign in. Now here you can see that this is looking a bit bigger. We will reduce its size. Okay. So, oh, sorry. We can move it here and it's I think it's you can change the degree permutation here. It's 0%. It will be good. Okay, 0% will be a simple one. Okay, now we have designed sign in button, then sign in username and password. And here most of the and on most of the screen you have seen forget password. Let we will add text for forget password. Okay. Forget password. Okay, so for this we can also make it like bold and italic, semi-bold, semi-bold italic. Okay, I have chosen this option, and from this we can use, and from this option we can write it here, forget password. This is done for forget password. Now sometime you have sign in here. Let me see for this. Okay. For example, we can see new to the application or sign up. Okay. So like they are saying if you are new, then you can sign up. So let's add this Also here we will add text. New to sign up. Okay. So here we have added sign up button also. Now, if you want to round these shapes, like these are in rectangular form, if you want to make its corner round, you can add. Okay. And okay. Now you can see you have designed a sign-in screen for your application. Okay. So one option is that you can move this text there. Now it's not looking. Let me change its color. Here is the color. Okay, here you can see the yellow color. Yellow color I have changed, but it's still looking. So we will change option from here. We will make it bold. Okay, and we can also use this option like this. We can add username here, and we can just add the options. So for example, for this also, I am using this, and then we have to make it bold. So here you can see that sorry. Now you can see that I am trying to move the password and this field is moving, and so to avoid this I can go to this rectangle and we can lock it. So now we can easily move this password field here. Okay. Okay. So here you can see that we can we have now first we have designed user name and password with placeholder within the text field. Now we have arranged the username and password on the side, and we have just these options. So if we want to make we want to make a little bit. Okay. We can also move it. Sign it. Okay, forget password if you want to make it's a little bit less. We can change its size. Okay. Here we have designed a simple sign-in scheme for our application. So till now you have any question, you can ask me. Okay, this is for demo. Like you can also design screen for the like this. You can add different coloring, different color scheme, and options. You can say that they will remain same almost in all types of screen, all types of application. You have same options. So in next when we are going to design our prototyping, so it means that now they have told us that the prototype should be working prototype. It means that if we press this sign in button, then the next screen should be appear. So I will try to design the next screen for the sign in button, and I will send you the video for it, or you can say I will send screenshot so you can design those as well. So for example, if we sign in and then next screen will appear, so it means that we are working on our prototype, and it's going like in good way. So I think you have understood all these types of all these stuffs, and I have told you that if you want to hide these, and you can select, now this is rectangle 2, this is the option, you can hide it from eyes. And now if you open it, then so like this you can lock and hide the screens, and you can simply work on your different options, different icons, different buttons, and you can add different font styles or all things. So this is the simple live, you can say live work for the prototype designing of the mobile application. And I think in next class we will be having a assignment class, and I will try to make screen sketches for our actual application, which is for our assignment, and I will show you people so that you can go through them, and you can simply uh, first draw the prototype, sorry, wireframing, and then you can add the actual prototype, like these types of options, color schemes, all the things, so that you will be able to design the prototype for the assignment task too. But till now, till that time, you can start working on the first task, because first task is most important, in which we are defining our requirements and all the things. So better if we will work on start one, sorry, task one, and we can then start the task two. And in next lectures we have to learn about the Android Studio also. Then we have to learn about different programming languages, because different programming language will be used here. So I will teach you about those programming language and how we can use them in the Android Studio, and how we can make same colors, same type of actual screen in our Android Studio. So I think this is clear to you. Do you have any question?
No, miss.